So, you know that feeling when you're walking out onto a frozen lake?
Oh, yeah. Terrifying.
Right, like everything feels perfectly solid under your boots, it's peaceful, it's totally mundane, and then, out of nowhere, you hear that very first really sharp crack echoing through the ice right beneath your feet.
Yeah, your heart rate just instantly spikes. I mean, your body basically goes into absolute overdrive before your brain even registers what the specific danger actually is.
Exactly. And welcome to the deep dive, by the way. Today we're looking at a concept script for a short film that essentially, well, it bottles that exact feeling.
It really does.
It's called The Fragility of the Ordinary. And our mission today is to unpack how this storyboard constructs tension, dissecting that terrifying shift from just a normal Tuesday into absolute chaos.
Yeah, and the way it does that is it weaponizes the pacing. Like when I first read through the setup, it seemed almost too quiet. You know, it shows these peaceful streets, and it explicitly notes there are no warning signs, but it deliberately plants this seed, telling the audience that something was building.
Which is so creepy. I actually assumed it was building to like a cheap jump scare,
Sure, yeah.
but it's much more methodical than that. The script demands this sudden drop of all ambient noise into total silence, and then that's followed immediately by an explosion of really fast cuts and blurred action.
And pairing that visual disorientation with the sound of a human heartbeat, plus that rising music, it biologically forces you into a state of anxiety.
Wow.
Yeah, it actually mimics the sensory overload of a real panic attack.
And what really caught me off guard is that the characters, they don't fight back at all.
No, not at all.
The voiceover notes that when the chaos hits, people just froze or tried to react, but it was, quote, already too late. It totally strips away that Hollywood hero fantasy we're all so conditioned to expect.
Because we're so used to seeing a protagonist, instantly dodge falling debris or immediately take charge of the room.
Right, like an action movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the reality of a sudden crisis isn't about saving the day. It's paralyzing confusion. I mean, the sheer speed of an event like that just completely outstrips our brain's ability to process it. It's over before you can even formulate a plan.
Which makes that paralysis in the next scene incredibly jarring. Like, you're braced for the action to escalate, but instead the visual directions just change completely.
Yeah, they do.
The fast cuts totally vanish, and they're replaced by these slow motion shots, tears, and just silence.
Well, there's a really profound psychological reason for that shift.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Slowing down the visuals mirrors how the human brain actually processes trauma in real time. Time literally feels like it's dilating.
That makes so much sense.
The script states, in moments like this, you don't think, you feel. So it forces the audience out of that adrenaline rush and right into this state of raw empathy.
It hits you with a massive gut punch. The script contrasts these devastated human reactions with empty aftermath spaces and cold news-style footage.
Right.
It drives home the realization that while the rest of the world is completely fine and moving on, for these specific victims, nothing will ever be the same.
Which actually brings us to a really crucial structural choice in our writing. The script never defines the threat.
That was the wildest part to me. I kept reading, just waiting for the big reveal. Like, was it a tornado? An attack? A localized accident?
And it never comes.
It never comes. The disaster is left completely ambiguous.
Right, and by refusing to define the incident, the script actually prevents you from distancing yourself.
How so?
Well, if it specifies an earthquake and you don't live on a fault line, you subconsciously disconnect. You tell yourself, oh, well, that can't happen to me.
Ah, I see. So it becomes a blank canvas instead. It forces you to project whatever terrifies you the most onto those characters.
Exactly. I mean, think about the last time you doom scrolled past a breaking news alert.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Right, it's so easy to feel detached from it, to just swipe to the next thing. But this piece, it strips away that luxury. It demands that you recognize the real emotions and permanent consequences behind those fleeting headlines.
Because the unexpected is way closer than we like to admit.
It really is.
Which leaves us with a lingering question to think about. If a piece of media can evoke this much universal dread without even naming the specific tragedy, what does that reveal about our shared underlying anxiety?
That's a great point.
We're all so focused on just navigating the ice, we rarely stop to think about the freezing water rushing just beneath our boots. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. See you next time.